I was logging on my Discord, something weird happened. Who's Avery? So I accepted the friend request as per usual. And he said this. He said, I have a weird channel for you to investigate. So I told him, send it over. And send it over he did. Now, when I opened this channel, nothing was out of the ordinary. More about it. There was nothing here, apart from 3 videos. But what stood out to me the most was the titles. Something weird is happening in my Minecraft world. Why are there weird armor stands? This has to stop. I'm getting scared. So I decided to click onto the first video, and it showed him opening a chest. We called him Imperial. It showed Imperial opening a chest and then leaving his house. There was nothing too much out of the ordinary at this point. I was trying to watch through and spot anything out of the ordinary. He suddenly drops into a cave where he's going into a mine hole. And then suddenly there's an armor stand, and I paused it right there. And I winded it back to the inside. If we zoom in here, you can see that there is a random armor stand. And right there was an armor stand. I took a look. This weird thing happened while I was mining in my Minecraft world. I decided to continue watching. He opened a chest. There was a book and quill. He opened the book. We eventually find the answers to these later in the video. But for now, let's keep watching. Didn't know what this meant. There was nothing out of the ordinary. Just a few scrambled letters, so I continued to watch. He decides to go up out the cave now. As he runs back to his house, I realised something. His shovel. I scrolled back. His shovel was called. Something in his inventory was called the Question. And I had almost missed it. This could have been a crucial part to the case, so I remembered to keep that in mind. I was scanning this video, watching it over and over again, so I could really figure out what was wrong. But it seemed to be just that armor stand and that item name for now. But I saw something, so I went back. There was an armor stand on the tree. At first it looked like a burning zombie, but then you see that there is a literal armor stand. Another one. I then saw it. Another armor stand, which is out of the ordinary. As he kept walking forward, he didn't seem to notice any of this. As he blowed his horn and walked back in, there was an armour stand holding a clock. And a weird sound played and he instantly left his world. And that was the end of the first video. And that had me thinking, there's something way deeper going on this channel than realised. I decided to click onto the second video. He spawns in his room and he instantly goes to sleep. Nothing out of the ordinary. As he closes doors in his house, the armor stand is there and there's a chest saying weird stuff. The question horn. If we go back, you can see. If you go back, you can see the question horn, the book and quill, and the banner called the question. That's what the horn's called. He gets food out of his furnace and leaves the house. He points at the villager outpost and decides to head there. He suddenly turns around when he sees grass under snow, and he picks up the snowball and grass as he carries on ahead. And then I saw it. There was multiple armor stands and those banners on this outpost. As he started pointing towards an iceberg, he walks up to the Iron Golem and sets him free. He proceeds to break the snow. Nothing out of the ordinary. As the Iron Golem leaves, he starts to look around and he walks into the villager's outpost where he sees an armor stand with a crossbow. This was completely out of the ordinary and it had me thinking. As he walked up the stairs, he crouched and there was another one and he instantly destroyed it again. And then there was two more as he went up again. And it got me thinking, what could this mean? There's something terribly wrong with this world. As he got up to the top, there was 8 armor stands around a blue torch. And there was another 4 around a green one. And there was a horn. Something started playing on his screen as he picked it up. So I started to rewind. There was another book and quill. The answer. That's what this horn was called. As he pulled it out, something red, a mysterious code appeared on the screen. And he started to panic. As he opened it, I realised something. These chords, random letters could be to an unlisted video. So I instantly went back to the old one and scanned for the book and quill that he recently found in the previous video. As soon as I found it, I had this, and you see, if I copy this link here, GH, it takes me to this site. Video isn't available anymore, which means there was previously a video. I tried to reload the site, nothing. So I went back to the other video and I made sure I wasn't missing anything. I went back to where he answered the book, and I realised this could be another unlisted video. JDF. OVU JDF. As I clicked enter, it happened again. The video isn't available anymore, and that had me thinking, so I instantly kept playing and I looked at the description. What the hell is happening? Someone told me to explore the weird pillager outpost. As he kept running around after he found the answer, he was walking around. As I couldn't access these unlisted videos, it struck a huge bad impact on this investigation. But I kept looking, I kept searching. He walks into his house, into his chest room, where he gets flint and steel, proceeds to walk back to the village's outpost. And there's nothing out of the ordinary anymore. And he starts lighting the villager outpost alight, burning the armor stands as he goes up to the second floor, burning more. He tries to burn the whole village's outpost down. And then another horn sound plays. But he carries on with his mission and burns the outpost. And then leaves the outpost and runs. And he's running away from something. As he looks back, I was kind of confused. He played the horn, and then another horn played again. I couldn't put my hand on it. It said, as he opened the book again, it showed it, and then the book's name was really tiling. He kept running back to his house until he turned around. And I was confused. Why would he turn around? He pointed at the outpost, turns back to his house, and goes in. And he puts the book and the answer in the chest, with all the other stuff in his other chest, and he logs out. There was one last video on this channel, my last chance to find out what was happening. So I clicked it, and in the description it instantly said, what the hell? I scanned the comments, can you explore some more? You might have noticed some codes inside the videos. I cracked them. Here's what they say. They're always watching and you weren't supposed to know this. This is crucial to my case. And I scrolled up and clicked play. You'll not be out of the ordinary yet. He nods as you can see the village outpost is burned down. What he didn't show is that there's a village next to his house in the previous videos, which caught me off guard. There was a sign, empty. There was another sign behind him that said despair. As he looked into the village he mined down, there was a hole. He decides to go down and he lands in a trial chamber with green torches all around him. He taps a button, and there are 6 armor stands in copper armor. He circles around them before walking up, and you can see that there's way more armor stands around with maces, swords. As he travels through, he finds more, he sees more and more armor stands. But he stops and presses a button. As you walk through, there's another armor stand, and more appear. At this point, I didn't know what to think. There was nothing out of the ordinary other than the armor stands. He gets a music disc, but he keeps looking around. As he goes down these stairs, I start to wonder, and there they are. So many. There's a compass in one of their hands, and a chest in the middle. With a bunch of armor stands like this, you start to question what's going on in this world. And then there's a new horn. If we scroll back, we can see the name, The Inanimate, with a bunch of breeze words. He plays the horn, then goes up the stairs. He starts to sort out his inventory, getting the wood, and he builds out. And he pauses before crafting more, which was strange because I had never seen him pause in these videos. As he builds out, nothing is out of the ordinary at all. Which is why I questioned it so much. As he reaches the top, he reads the sign again that says despair, and replaces it with no. Don't go in, and logs out. And that's the final video. And I decided to click on the comments of every video. After decoding using the Caesar Spicer shift to 1, you get "You weren't supposed to know this," which indicates the player is watched by something. He have the horn of the question, dream, and the horn of the answer, sing. I can't assume there's some kind of tribal trying to do some ritual. You can on 028, you can see it on the tree, the banner, for a faint second. So I decided to click it and look for it. Look for the banner. And I'm assuming it's to the trees on the right. So I slow down the video, and I click on the timer again, and there it is. I see the banner, and then I click the 24. This was to be decoded. So as soon as I noticed that, I went to the first video, and it says, after decoding the message at 1:20 using the Caesar cipher, you get "They're always watching," and I noticed the dog armor stand. But the horn is weird. Why it's called the question could indicate that something active And another weird thing is the outpost. And then we found another comment. I tried decoding the message that was wrote in the book, but it was unsuccessful. However, I got this 000/000/000/000 by replacing with dashes, circles, the dots in Morse code, which after decoding becomes this XBYCS. I still can't decode this, but here are some of the things I got from wherever it was written but in the book by decoding it several times, trying different ciphers. And he wrote what he got. I tried a lot, but couldn't find anything. I click on the and I couldn't get anything from this. Nothing from this channel. All these videos were created 4 months ago. I didn't know what to say, except this case was a dead end.